Before answering the question that uh, if atheists they lack in belief, then why do they often believe in secularism? First, we should know who are atheists. So, atheist generally is considered as an absence in belief in higher power. The most fundamental aspect of atheism is considered to be lack in the belief. Atheists typically do not subscribe to the concept of higher power or divine being, but they believe that everything happened by chance. They believe that from that unicellular, first of all, that unicellular organism itself come by chance, and from that unicellular organism to this complex human body became by just by chance, just by coincidence. They say that they believe that just by coincidence everything came together, infinite temperature and infinite time and that heat, everything came together and happened big bang. And although they themselves have uh, fight among themselves that which theory to believe and which theory not to believe. And next they say that they reliance on reason and evidence. Atheists they often prioritize reason. They themselves they claim that they need reason, they need evidence and critical thinking forming in their belief. And they say we need scientific explanation for everything and we need empirical evidence rather than supernatural or faith-based claim. But they themselves say we should believe in the science. So we cannot say that atheists they lack belief. They believe on Darwin theory that their forefathers were monkey, but there is no such missing link or the evidence to prove it more than the theory itself. We passed our exams in our high school writing critics of that theory. So they claim that they need empirical evidence, but actually they believe that whatever a sect of or a group of people say should be correct, not the next group. So they do have belief. We cannot say that they don't have belief. And more than that, okay, we should understand next thing is secular perspective. Atheists generally support the separation from the dharma, from religious principle and government. So they advocate for secular society where religious principles and beliefs should not influence the public policy and governments. That means they are direct and indirectly or knowingly or unknowingly they are in support of demonic society, because the society with religious principles means there is truthfulness, people are merciful on each other, people maintain purity, people are detached, they are concerned about their goal, and most priority we should give is they are truthful, they are in the path of rightness, and the next thing they are peace loving, and they don't like all different sort of make and terror and violence. So those who says that society should remove the religious principle, we should remove the religious principle from society, and we should release society from the religious principles and belief. They knowingly or unknowingly, they are directly or indirectly, they are supporting for the demonic society, because to say that society should not be governed by the religious principles means society should be governed by irreligious principles. The religious principles means truthfulness. So if you want to remove this belief and this principle from society, then you say that society should be based on hypocrisy. If you say that there is we should not be merciful, we should not be hankering for non-violence, then you indirectly supporting there should be violence in the society. So all these, whoever people call them secular and atheist, and support or advocate for secular society without religious principles, then they are directly and indirectly, in both ways, they supporting for irreligious principles, irreligious society with hypocrisy, with quarrel and everything. And next thing, even they say that we are in the favor of secular, but their secularism is generally defined by the media, by the government, especially by the people, the demonic minded people who want to exploit the society. So they are being actually, ideologically, they are being trapped in the hand of those who are actually against the truthfulness, against the, in one sense, against the nature. So they are basically being trapped ideologically by that category of people. So by going through all this, we can just simply we can understand that we can't expect atheist to be rational. After all, the whole idea of atheism is based on irrational assumptions. There is no intelligent design to be observed in the nature, they claim, They think that there is no any intelligent design, or there is no intelligence in the nature. So that's itself is an irrational assumption. No empirical fact point to evolution is the evolution. The two main assumptions in atheism, and all the empirical fact point to an intelligent design. So to ask an atheist to explain himself rationally is an already unreasonable request. We cannot ask them that. So the fact is that it requires a quantum leap of faith to be an atheist, to actually believe in that the world created itself out of a bunch of chemicals. All it requires to believe in a supreme creator is ordinary logic, reasons, and common sense. So obviously no one is an atheist out of lack of proof of God, but they are ideologically trapped by the concept of atheism and secularism. One becomes an atheist when he does not want God in their life. They want to be supreme enjoyer themselves. They want to enjoy this world. Because of that, they don't want to accept the supremacy over them. That's all, nothing more. So since God fulfills everyone's desire, he stays far away from the atheist. Because Bhagavan Sri Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Naham prakasha sarvasya yoga maya shamaha pritah mudoyam navijanati loko mam azam abhyayam. I never manifest to the foolish and unintelligent. For them I am covered by my internal potency, and therefore they do not know that I am unborn and infallible. So Krishna himself says that those who don't want to see me, I am not after showing or proving them my supremacy, or my true nature, true identity. So this is Krishna himself, the Supreme Being himself. He fulfills everyone's desire. So these people don't want God in their life. They don't want that supreme authority, supreme power in their life. So Krishna, so that supreme beauty, that absolute truth, he don't reveal in them. That's the first point. So some people just cannot cope with the idea of anyone being superior to them, because they want to enjoy independently. The idea of supreme being who requires rules and regulation to be followed is extremely distressful and distasteful for them. On the other hand, the moment a person decides that he wants God in his life, then God is there, Krishna is there always. All one has to do is to ask Krishna to reveal himself to themselves. Krishna always responds to the sincere and determined, dedicated prayers, and he is always aware. So he sincere desires, he is always there for who calls out for him. So but this the thing, as long as person is not willing to adopt the process by which God can be known beyond doubt, God will stay far away from such person. Krishna will always stay, Bhagavan will always be far from such person. Some people have the idea that Krishna somehow requires you to believe in him. Obviously he doesn't give a hoot what you believe in. So supreme personality of Godhead wants to exchange love with the living entity. His only interest in us is for us to love him, and to love that supreme love and to love that absolute beauty, absolute truth, Sri Krishna, first we need to know him, which is why Sri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita invites us to know him. At the same time, he also points out that very few people, even those who consider themselves to be religious, have interest in knowing him. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that in 7th chapter, first slok, that Maya Sakta Mana Partha Yogam Injan Madasre Asamsayam Samagram Mam Yatha Gyasyasit Tachrenuhu. That, O son of Partha, how he says, O son of Partha, Arjuna, how by practicing yoga in full consciousness of me, with mind attached to me, you can know me in full, free from doubt. And further he says that I shall now declare unto you in this full knowledge, both phenomenal and numbness, this being nothing further shall remain to you to know. And at last, in 3rd sloka, he says, out of many thousands among men, one may endeavor for perfection, and those who have achieved perfection hardly knows me in the truth. So basically, basically answering the question that if atheists lack belief, first thing, atheists, they don't lack belief, but they believe in irrational and irrational things, and which are not true in nature. And then why do they often believe in secularism? Is because their concept and their mind is trapped by the ideology that some of the demonic minded people, those who are against the nature and those who have complete this understanding, irrational understanding, they created for their own sensual enjoyment, and those who don't want themselves to be under the supreme creator, or those who don't want to believe that there is intelligence in the nature, but instead they believe that nature is meant for exploitation for themselves, they are actually creating and spreading this ideology globally. That's basically the thing. Hare Krishna.